Hello and welcome to episode 133 of Around the Lens. We're a day late and a dollar short tonight. Ron, do you have that dollar I lent you? Because I am a dollar short.
I am also a dollar short. I'm so sorry, sir.
All right. Well, I'll let you go this time. Anyways, my name is David J. Murphy. I'm your host for tonight's show. We're, of course, doing this on the wrong day, Tuesday. Last night some stuff came up, so we weren't able to do it that day. And now we don't have Zach. Zach's busy doing shooting some protest right now, so it's just going to be me and Ron. We're also without our scheduled guest. He had to back out as well. So again, it's going to be a Ron and Dave exclusive, super special episode. And so since we're kind of doing this, everything's off tonight. We're going to do something different in terms of how we sort of handle the news and stuff. And we're just basically going to do sort of what we normally do, but we're going to be more explicit about it, which is we're just going to scroll through what's on Petapixel's website and talk about any of the stories that we see come up. It's going to be like a potpourri / lightning round of topics for Around the Lens. So we'll see how that goes. You ready for this, Ron?
Oh, let's go for it, Dave.
Oh, before we do, is there anything you'd like to talk about? Anything happened in your life in the last week?
I just want to be a photographer again. That's all I want.
That's right. Okay. Having some fun times. Missing the old photography life. I feel you, man. There's certain times I wouldn't mind being a photographer again, but you know, this is where we're at. So we got to do what we do to the best of our ability. All right. Let me just, for those of you watching, not that anyone's watching, but if you watch this later, I'm going to try and open up the, let's see here, tab for Petapixel. Oh my God, what's that? All right, here we go. Petapixel, here we go. All right, so we're just going to go through what's on Petapixel's website and just talk about stuff. Okay, so the first story up for bids is the ethical ethics for wildlife photos. So this one is about a shot from the Sandy Lodge, which now serves as a constant reminder. We're literally going through this and looking at this for the first time in a lot of cases.
That's all right.
We're pros. I don't really know. You know what? Ethics data is, I think, really important.
Right.
You need the ethics data. You need to make sure your metadata is good. So yeah, I'm all about ethics data. I say, make sure that it's in there and make sure you're always putting your metadata in your photos.
Well, I guess one of the problems they have with the wildlife shoots is they're complaining that people will find out where it was and they will trample the location. It'll get more traffic than usual because they want to get that great shot. And that's why the controversy is about having your data on the film that people can find. That's anyway,
location data. Well, I mean, even if it's not, even if it's not on, well, that's probably mostly coming from cell phones. I mean, the average camera doesn't have a GPS sensor built into it. Although I did used to have a point and shoot camera that had a GPS sensor built into it. That was pretty neat back in the day, like 10 years ago. So, what do you think about GPS sensors on like DSLRs? Remember they used to put like a little attachment.
That'd be interesting, right? Yeah, you could have a dongle. You could have a GPS dongle, plug it in on the side. I never had one. I didn't see the point.
No. I mean, they're good for like site surveys, if you want to know exactly like where that photograph was taken. Right. But, for 90% of the time, you just enter in the city and the location where you're shooting and your metadata. Mm-hmm. What do you use to deal with your metadata, by the way, Ron? You're the big open source guy. You don't use Bridge, I'm sure.
Right. There's a program called Image Magic that you can use. It's a command line, and you can edit stuff like that.
Okay. I was also looking for like an open source ethics editor for my metadata because I had like a couple of the like Darktable and a couple others, but they really had limited metadata editing capability. So like if you want to go really deep in there, and I found one, but I can't remember the name of it that I use. If I think about it later, I'll let you know. But
there you go. Just send me an email.
I think it was like.
I'm sure I've used it. I've used everything over the course of so many years.
Yeah, I think it was like called FX Editor or something.
Maybe.
Anyways, let's go on. Next topic is Kodak Bitcoin mining scam killed by SEC. Bitcoin has really gone downhill, recently. It's like in terms of that big 20,000, it was like $20,000 for a coin. Like nobody really talks about Bitcoin anymore,
Well, there are certain circles people talk about certain things. Certain cryptocurrency channels on the internet, and there's always plenty of coins out there: Litecoin, Ethereum, Dogecoin.
Mm-hmm.
Some are gaining in popularity, others are waning. I think Bitcoin is still the most expensive and most widely used of all the cryptocurrencies.
Mm-hmm.
I do not own any cryptocurrency. I remember when I'm an old man. When Bitcoin first came out, I felt like I missed out already.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I was, this is, how many years ago already?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, oh, well, it's too late to make any money in Bitcoin. All the startup guys are the ones that made the money. I'm never going to make any money. Well, little did I know.
See, you should have got in. You could have made a little bit, like the nice little mint.
Well, possible you still can today. I don't know. If it's down today, it may be up tomorrow.
Yeah. No, it's too late to make money in Bitcoin.
Yeah, right.
Don't buy it.
Don't buy it.
That's right.
Buy on the dip, sell on the... Anyway.
Not surprised that, I guess, apparently the story Kodak Bitcoining was a scam. Kind of sad. I wouldn't mind buying a Kodak farm, I guess, or whatever.
Kodacoin?
Kodacoin, yeah. Don't take my Kodacoin away. Anyways. I don't know about, it may not have been successful, but it would have been a very pretty looking coin, I think. They would have done their due diligence.
Very colorful, probably.
Oh,
probably very colorful.
Yeah. The colors on that coin would have popped so much. I own like an eighth, or no, like an 0.08 of a Bitcoin that I bought for like
you
way
paid
more.
Money for it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did. And I've lost money on it, so.
Oh, you poor guy.
Yeah. What's that weird symbol on your camera? The film plane indicator. I'm surprised.
Yeah.
Like I
saw that. Yeah.
I gotta imagine they've done this story before.
Yeah, hopefully. I guess there are people out there new to photography, how do you say that word? New to picture taking. People who don't know what that symbol means. Yeah, it's a theta symbol, isn't it?
I don't know.
You go to college? The Greek alphabet? I think it's a theta.
Theta? Maybe.
I think so.
I think, I never knew what it was for many years, and then
really?
I read somewhere what it was. Yeah, because I'm not going around on film sets, taking a ruler and trying to measure my focal length to the back of the.
That's sensor. How you do it. You take the measuring tape and you measure it out from the film plane. That's how you do it. Make sure you're in focus.
Yeah. I just look at the image. I just look through the viewfinder. That's how I get.
That would be the alternative method.
Yeah, I've never had to use that, and I probably never will. Even on a film set. Even on a film set.
Even on a film set, you probably never will.
No, even when I did short films, I was just, you have that peeking ability inside the camera. I just peeked. Just peek in, check the eye, check the focus on the eye, make sure the eye is clear.
Right, check the eyes, exactly. Yep. Yeah, that's what I always did. Zoom all the way in, get your focus on your eye, recompose your image.
Yeah.
Call it
you don't have to do that nowadays with modern, micro four thirds, like the camera I own.
I don't know anybody that has a micro four thirds. Do you know anybody that has a micro four thirds?
I know this one guy. He's got a Panasonic GH5.
Ah.
Yeah, he's pretty cool.
I'd like to get him on the show sometime and talk about it.
Can't get him on the show. He's too big a deal.
Get him on. Yeah, that's all right.
He won't lower his standards to be on our show. 10 photos that show the extreme
I'm going to wait and see
drought.
about the new cameras. Otherwise, I'll get a micro four thirds camera maybe.
What?
I'm just saying. If I'm going to if the new mirrorless cameras make me change my lenses out, if I have to, if they have don't worry, you can use an adapter. It'll be just as good.
Right.
I think I might just go for micro four thirds like what you've done.
Yeah. Isn't that the whole point of, Nikon and Canon having their micro four thirds cameras because they want to make a camera where you can use all of the lenses you're used to using from those camera systems, Yeah,
they said they're going to be adapters. Well, we'll see that, but we don't really know anything yet till they come out with the actual cameras. So we don't really know anything.
Yeah.
Speculation at this point.
Yeah. Photos showing extreme drought on the Dutch coastline. Yeah, nothing really to talk about here. Drought is pretty bad. And
I
these
try to
photos
avoid
are
drought.
good.
Yeah.
You hydrate? You gotta
Not
hydrate when
really.
you're in Hawaii, man. Just gotta imagine it's pretty hot sometimes.
We have two sides of the island, the windward and the leeward side. The windward side is windy and rainy. The leeward side is dry. So depending on what side of the island depends how much water you have to drink for the day.
Mm. Do you get drought in Hawaii?
Oh, yes, sir. Yep.
Oh, okay.
We have deserts here. We have any climate just about, boy. I tell
Really?
you, we have we have deserts and rainforests both on one island.
Whoa.
On our own island here,
Oh,
on
goodness.
Oahu, we have rainforests on one side and deserts on the other. We have cactus growing.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know. I thought it was all like lush,
Well, sir.
greenery and then beach. That's like, I thought
We
that's
have,
all Hawaii is.
We have variety and we have no snakes.
Yeah.
Snakes, not even pet snakes, not even snakes in the zoo.
What?
I don't know,
I
maybe
can't
in the
imagine.
zoo, I don't know.
I can't imagine there aren't like at least a few snakes roaming around.
Zero snakes. They're not allowed.
Oh, well, just because they're not allowed doesn't mean they're not there.
That's true. Every now and then you get some yahoo that'll sneak a snake in and it'll turn up. But for the most part, our neighboring island here, Guam. If you look at a map, it's not exactly a neighbor, but call it good enough. It's an island. They had a problem with snakes. The brown tree snake decimated their bird population. Ate up all their birds. And we don't want that. We want to have birds rather than snakes. So there's no snakes allowed.
Yeah, blame you. In Florida, they brought the Burmese python into the area to deal with
rats.
I don't know. I can't remember, but now they're stuck with a bunch of pythons.
Well, in Hawaii, we had a rat problem, so they brought in mongoose because mongoose are ferocious predators. They figured they'd kill all the rats and have a rat-free island.
Now you got a mongoose problem.
We have both, sir. Mongoose are active during the day, and rats are active during the night.
Oh, jeez.
So they never see each other. So we have millions of both on the island.
Oh, jeez.
But mongoose are not, they're not dangerous. So it's okay.
They're not dangerous?
They don't spread disease. No, mongoose are friendly. They're not ferocious or whatever. They're not going to attack your pet. They might.
Ron, can you see Mars at night or from where you're at? Did you
Maybe.
see Mars?
Not where I live. I live in the city. You can't see the moon.
Oh, no.
So bright here you can't see the moon. If I was to venture out into the dark parts of the island, I suppose I could see something. Mm-hmm. Are you going to try to photograph the Mars opposition there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm not going to.
I'm not that inclined. But it is neat that, according to this story, it's so bright you can see its reflection in the ocean. That would definitely make for some neat photos, I have to imagine. Speaking of photos of celestial objects, I can't remember, did you photograph or see the eclipse from Hawaii?
Not the recent one. I have in the past. I've shot in blood moons before. I've done it with the lunar eclipse I shot with a 70-200.
Okay.
And then I've also, and that it worked out. I don't even think I had an adapter. I think an extender, multiplier. I think I just shot it with the lens.
Oh wow.
And then I've shot the full moon with a 100-400. Mm-hmm. Variable 4.5 to 5.6. So it'd be 5.6 at that point probably.
Oh, okay.
Or maybe I don't know what I had. Maybe f8. Who knows what I did? I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been too long. I don't know. I just play around till I get it right.
Okay.
That's the beauty of digital, folks.
I know, right?
You don't have to burn film anymore. You just take a picture. If it doesn't look right, change your settings and try again.
Yeah, could you imagine trying to get your focal distance using a tape measure to the moon? Oof, man, that'd be
a
tough.
really long one. Yeah, it's a long tape measure.
You probably get a tape measure that long on Amazon.
It is Prime Day.
It is Prime Day. I hope if you're listening to this, it's probably too late, but I hope you took advantage of Prime Day and got yourself some cheap goods. I got myself a Kindle White. What'd you get?
Paperwhite.
Paperwhite.
You got a paper.
What'd you get, Ron?
I had a $99 DNA kit from from 23andMe.
Oh.
So we're gonna find out if I can make fun of other nationalities or not.
There you go. You probably got something.
Stick to my own kind. Yeah,
you probably got something in you that you're not aware of. You're like 1/64th something. And then you can be like, yo, I'm that, my brother.
I will wear a Ugandan kilt or something if I find out I have any.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll be like 1/16th Thai.
I will eat Thai food.
There you go. FIFA keeps on zooming in on quote-unquote hot women, according to this story. Apparently there's attractive women in the stands, and they zoom in on them. What are your thoughts on this, Ron?
Clearly exploitation.
Yeah.
Yeah. They shouldn't do that. That's upsetting to the hot women.
They should focus on the game, if you ask me, and not on the audience. Or if they're going to focus on the audience, they should be, giving time to all of the genders, both good looking and also not good looking. So, they should definitely be equal in their standards for sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Soccer is a very exciting game.
Oh my gosh.
I watched a rousing match yesterday, ended 0-0.
Oh no.
Such athleticism.
I played soccer back when I was a kid. It was a fun game as a elementary schooler. I got a trophy. Everybody did. Got an orange slice and a juice box.
Wow.
So I don't know if they do that in FIFA. Does everyone get a trophy? And do they all get orange slices and juice boxes in FIFA? If they don't, they should.
Do you call it soccer or football in your country?
Soccer. In my country, I'm in the same country you are, Zach or Ron.
Yeah, I forgot. You don't know what country you're in. You don't know who you're talking to.
You don't know what country I'm in.
Soccer is the English name.
No, it isn't.
Oh, there's my little girl. My little girl just wandered into the room.
Oh, man.
She's sneaking into the kitchen. She does not want to be on camera.
Oh, man. This show is just going so off the rails. Say hi to your little girl for me.
Hello, little girl, for me.
Oh, my gosh. So Nikon is working on finger sensors that can read your emotions. Can you believe this? I mean, this is amazing. This is the kind of technology that we need to see in cameras nowadays. Finger
God forbid
sensors.
they should take a decent picture.
Oh, my
Never
gosh.
mind that.
God forbid we go to micro four thirds or we go to,
Come on,
mirrorless.
Come on, they want to see you.
I don't even have the cameras on.
Yeah, the cameras are not on. We're just doing audio today.
We're not. Well,
you can take a look. See? No, my camera's off. You can just see Dave.
Okay. Oh.
Oh my gosh.
No, she didn't want to. That's all right. We tried.
But yeah, Nikon has these fingerprint sensors that apparently can tell your mood while you're shooting a photo. How do you think this would be helpful for you, Ron?
Well, when I zoom in on those hot chicks in the FIFA stands,
oh my gosh,
you could see how happy I was. I don't know.
Everyone will see how happy you are.
Why would you want to have emotion sensors on your camera?
I don't know. I mean, I think that'd be fine if you were happy, but if you were like miserable and you're taking pictures, then all your photos
maybe you're
are
at a funeral and you want to, I was very sad at the funeral and it says no, he was happy. That's not cool, man. I don't want sensors that tell how I felt.
Yeah.
99% of the time I say Ron was bored in this photo shoot.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's
want to be here. He was stuck on assignment again at something he didn't want to do.
Yeah, I mean, again, it seems like an additional sensor, like, you were talking about GPS, identifies your location. It's like something would probably be in the FX data. And it's just, again, still, I don't know why I would want to know how happy or sad I was at a shoot. It's like, all it is going to make me sad or happy when I look at that shoot again. Be like, oh man, look at that beautiful shot I shot of the, Niagara Falls. And it's like, oh, I was sad that day because I got broken up. So, geez, that sure did sully that image. Yeah.
Maybe she went over in a barrel.
Oh my gosh. Hopefully
Niagara
not.
Falls. Used to be a thing.
If she did, I'd make sure to zoom in on her.
Only if she's hot.
Well, of course she would be hot.
How about that new 500mm Nikon lens, huh?
I know,
you see
right?
That son of a gun?
Yeah, you're jumping ahead here, but all right, let's talk about that 500mm lens, buddy. There, I'll jump to that one. Yeah, the 500mm little short stout lens. I thought this was actually pretty neat, but I didn't think there'd be any material for us to talk about here.
Yeah, I didn't either, but since we're doing this, I just the idea it's portable and tiny and cute.
I'd say it's almost adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I typically don't buy primes unless it does something my zooms don't do. For example, I have an 85 1.8 that I use for sports and portraits, but mostly for low light. It's 1.8. My zooms are 2.8, so I appreciate the extra light gathering ability.
Right.
500 5.6. I don't have a 500 millimeter lens.
Right.
I have a 100 to 400 is as big as I have that I own, but a nice 500 millimeter 5.6, and it's so compact like that. That'd be a nice addition. If Canon made one like that, I'd be interested in that.
Yeah, no, I mean it looks about the size of a 7200, and it's
it's about like that.
5.6 isn't the fastest, but I think what your trade off is in terms of trying to get something that one doesn't cost $10,000 and two doesn't require its own mobile case with like its own tripod and it's like a metal case. I think it's not a bad alternative. I'd probably pick one up, definitely, or at least rent one if I was doing some sort of work that required it, like sports or something.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of lens rentals before. There was a place in town that just opened up. They're renting lenses for like $20 a day.
Oh, okay.
Camera bodies for like $40 a day. So I said, I'm never going to buy stuff again. I'm going to rent from these guys.
There you go.
Until they got popular and started charging the appropriate rates. And now, if I don't own it, I don't need it.
Yeah. I'm always torn whenever I buy camera gear because it's like, on the one hand, I know I don't need it a lot of times, or I know I'm going to only rarely use it. But on the other hand, there's the part of me that wants to own camera equipment, even if I don't use it all the time. So I would probably rent gear if I was doing a lot of work, like, for instance, I'd say if I was doing, a lot of photography work and getting paid for it, I would probably just rent gear, especially like camera bodies.
Working into the cost, right? Yeah,
working into the cost, and
right.
I
did that before.
You have high quality gear that's the state of the art. I mean, instead of buying a new camera every couple of years for a couple $1,000s, every year I could just check out whatever the latest, greatest camera body is, and the latest, greatest lenses, and probably it's all clean and functional and tested by their staff. So, if I was doing more professional paid work, I would probably just, again, like I said, rent it and then bill it to the customer.
Yeah, that was my previous business model.
Yes. It's a good business model.
I don't do that anymore.
Let's see here. What else? Fujifilm launches Provia 100 flavored instant noodles. I was like, does anyone want to eat film flavored noodles? I don't know what that is all about.
I remember, I didn't read the article, but I saw the headline, I think yesterday or whatever. I remember when I used to buy film and I opened that canister and you get the smell.
Yeah.
Oh, I just love that smell, that film. Oh boy, I got a new fresh roll of film. I load my camera up and oh boy, I had such enjoyment. That was such an enjoyable sensation. The smell, it just,
Yes, the smell, but I don't want to eat that smell,
But I would not want to eat it. I cannot see myself eating film flavored noodles. That sounds ridiculous.
Yeah.
I don't know what the point of that is.
I don't know. It looks like I'm guessing it probably doesn't taste like film. It's just in a film box. It looks like, at least from the pictures, probably looks like some kind of beef broth. So,
do I have to buy this just so we can test it on the air? How much can I buy this? What is this? Being released in Korea. Oh, well, you have to go to Korea to get these things.
I'm sure you can get shipped to you.
I'm sure I can. I got a lot of Korean people here in Hawaii. I'm sure I can get some.
So, Ron,
all right, well, I'll make that all right, I'll tell you what. Since we're talking about it, I'm going to make a note to try to get some of this stuff.
That's right, Ron. You have to get these. You have to do a taste test. And you got to film it and put it on the website.
There you go. Put it on the Round the Lens website.
That's right. Yeah. All right. Well, great. When that happens, let's know how it is.
Yeah, let's try that.
Maybe let's see what you'll get first. This or your Arsenal.
Yeah.
When's the ship date for you? Like sometime mid 2020.
Yeah. I don't believe anything I see anymore.
Yeah.
Hey, here you go. This is it says here the Tamron SP 150 to 600 millimeter G2 is on sale right now for $8.99.
Where's that at? Amazon?
This is on, let me see here. I subscribe to a notification. Oh, Bydig.com.
Oh, okay.
That's on Bydig.
All right. Well, thanks for your sponsorship, Dig. We appreciate it, and I'm sure our check will be in the mail.
Wait, here's the catch. It's $11.99, which is regular price. If you want it for $8.99, you have to have a EDU rebate. You have to be a student. Never mind, we're out.
Aren't we all just students of life? You know.
Yeah. That argument doesn't usually work.
Damn it. All right. How to find and photograph bears in Yellowstone. It looks like an interesting article from the photograph and the headline. If I were going to Yellowstone, I would definitely read this article. And although I don't know why you would want to find bears, because most times you want to kind of run away from bears. So, do you have any bears in Hawaii?
No, sir, we don't have bears in Hawaii. Let me see, what do we have? Oh, I think there is a bar that caters to that kind of personnel.
Oh, yeah, bears, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me see.
What are the hours of that bar, Ron? And how often do you go?
There's no pictures of me there, so there's no proof. So
yeah, that's what you say, but I've got.
What do we have here? We have pigs. We have pigs in Hawaii.
Oh, okay. How do you find and photograph pigs in Hawaii?
You wait for them to put the red and blue lights on, and then you.
Oh my god.
So.
Do you have livestock in Hawaii? Like, do you have farms that have like cows and stuff, or is that?
Yeah, not too much on this island. On the Big Island, they have big beef farms.
Okay.
You can get good grass-fed beef from the Big Island. That's the good stuff.
Is meat expensive down there?
I buy it in bulk.
Yeah, like
I have
Costco?
a chest freezer. No, sir. I go to a wholesale beef. I have a chest freezer, and I go to a wholesale market, and I get. Is that a fly?
Yeah.
Okay, Dave's catching flies.
Hey.
Must be all the beef in his house there.
Yeah, I know, right?
I get wholesale beef. I get grass-fed beef. I can get ground beef for about $4 a pound.
Oh, okay.
And I can get steaks for about $5 a pound.
Right.
But you have to buy, in bulk. You're buying, 10 pounds, 20 pounds of beef to get the good bargain.
Yeah.
In the supermarket, you can get grass-fed ground beef from Costco for about $5.50 a pound. So not horrible prices. Milk is about $7 a gallon here.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the expensive thing. The milk is $7 a gallon.
That would turn me off to drinking milk. Like, I don't drink milk normally, honestly. It's like, we have milk in the house because we have the kids, and we give them some milk, but I don't drink milk normally.
No, neither do I, sir. Water.
Yes.
I'm a water drinker.
Yes. Water for life.
Well, I drink sparkling water.
Oh.
Like
okay.
a
Well, la-di-da, aren't you?
Pellegrino.
A big deal, huh? Mr. Sparkly Water, huh?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Sparkly water.
All right, Ron. You and your Hawaii and your sparkling water.
I know. I'm living the life out here.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
So, if you do want to watch, if you want to shoot grizzlies, though, if you're in Yellowstone. Is that what it was for? Yellowstone, you saw the article? Anyway,
I
before
saw
you do that, I would recommend
Yellowstone.
watching a documentary called Grizzly Man.
Oh, my gosh.
I'd watch that first.
Isn't there another documentary with Leonardo DiCaprio called
Oh, yeah.
Into the Wild or something?
There you go.
That's
the Revenant. There you go.
Revenant, yeah.
He got eaten by a bear in that movie, too. Yeah, he survived that one.
Spoiler
Grizzly
alert,
Man did not survive. He got eaten.
Alert,
his girlfriend got eaten by a bear, too.
Spoiler.
Yeah, I would stay away from bears. I don't advise shooting them.
You know what? Also stay away from massive dust storms sweeping across Arizona. Apparently, this guy got a nice time-lapse shot of a dust storm going across Arizona. So, good for him. That's pretty neat.
I wonder how he protected his camera gear.
Probably just, held on to it really well,
Yeah, probably. That's usually what I do.
Let's see. Let's look at this story. I'm just curious if I can get this dust storm video to play. Let's see. Will it play in the browser?
We had a rainstorm. I was trying to do a story the other day here in Honolulu of an apartment fire. and it was raining on me and messing up my hair.
Mm-hmm. Your hair. That's a good one.
My hair.
This is some beautiful footage. Yeah. It does look like, the storm goes right over him. So, I mean, it's just a sandstorm, it looks like. So, I mean, you get a little sandy and stuff, but, I mean, it's not like a water storm where you have to worry about getting, like, the water inside of your camera.
Oh, dear.
But still, sand is still a big deal. You still have to brush that thing off. I remember I shot, they were doing a well opening, or not a well, they were doing a well digging process in Honduras, and they got to the point where they were hitting the water, and when they do that, it spurts out water everywhere. And so I set up my camera on a tripod and set it up to shoot and record video, and that thing got doused in this like mud well water stuff, and it was never the same after that. Like, I was able to clean it up and it was still functional, but the dirt had just imbued itself into the camera body. Like, it was never going away. You could scrub it and stuff.
I saw a film about Pentax cameras. The Army was using Pentax cameras because you could drag them through the mud and hose them off, and they worked great.
Yeah.
The Pentax K1, I guess?
I don't know.
Somebody can YouTube that one.
Yeah.
I'm not switching.
Yeah.
Although, when we see what these new mirrorless cameras look like, I may switch to Pentax.
There you go.
If I'm going to get rid of my stuff anyway, might be time for a change.
Well, we'll talk about mirrorless in just 1 second, but we have to talk about Russia. Russia was, of course, in the news this week, as in a Russian spy camera was selling for $38,000 at auction.
Wow.
So if you are in the mood for buying a spy camera from the Soviet Cold War, and you happen to have $38,000 burning a hole in your pocket, you can fill that hole in your pocket with a spy camera. And if you're also looking to spend that money, you can go to our Patreon page and donate and join our one other patron.
How many patrons do we have already, Dave?
As far last time I checked, we had one
That's
whole
right.
patron, Ron. Yep.
I'm sure it's.
I want to thank our patron for his Ron Hamilton. I want to thank you for your patronage.
There you go.
Our patron site. So
I got tired of it. Every week, Dave would say, "We have no patrons. Please, somebody patronize us." So I patronized $1.
Well, now every week I'm going to say, well, we only have the one
That's
patron.
true.
So
That's true.
Unless we can
We'll
get
keep
there.
this up till somebody else gives money. That's
There
true.
you go. Talk about mirrorless full-frame cameras. Canon is apparently experimenting with it, although they're saying here that it won't have the EOS 5D Mark IV sensor. So we were talking about this. You're excited about mirrorless cameras. You might jump ship and join the mirrorless revolution, but you're worried about your lenses working.
Right.
I
So
mean,
what
if
I
it's
hear
a
is that
full-frame camera, though, it should work just fine.
well, they might change the mount. Might not be an EF mount.
I mean,
They said
they would have to redo their entire camera line and line up a lens lineup if they did that.
I think that's why they've been delaying this for so long. I think that's why they've let Sony and Panasonic come in with mirrorless and eat up so much market share. They've been afraid of changing.
Yeah.
But Canon did it before with the FD mount to EF mount, and everybody had to buy new lenses. It turned out to be a good move for Canon because they had better technology by going to EF mount, whatever the reason, I can't recall anymore. While Nikon stayed with the same mount.
Right.
And evidently they're suffering from it for some reason or another.
Yeah. I mean, I would be intrigued by what Canon and Nikon eventually do with the sort of the mirrorless market when they take it seriously. Of course, if you heard about the Nikon 1, that got discontinued. And that's funny because I just got a Nikon 1, like from work. And it's like, this is what they decide to hang their hat on, for a work perspective camera.
Nice move, Air Force.
I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying we bought we have a Nikon 1 and now the Nikon 1 is discontinued. So
we don't need our host of the show court-martialed, so you keep your mouth quiet.
It's a great camera though. I mean, it's very nice, very compact. It's a mirrorless. Huh? It's an interchangeable lens. I mean, in a lot of ways, it's well ahead of its time, and it's what Nikon is coming out with. It's not my type of camera personally. I wouldn't buy it myself, but it still is a very functional well put together camera that you can't beat the compactness of it. So
Does it have a viewfinder?
No.
Oh,
actually, what it has, the viewfinder is the screen.
Yeah,
but you can, and it did come with a viewfinder that you stick onto the top of where the hot shoe is. Like that's where your viewfinder goes.
That's
so you can put that in there, or you can put a flash.
Right.
So
that's a tough choice, shoe. Viewfinder or flash. I don't know. Gosh.
Yeah, it depends on the situation, whatever you're doing. I mean, it comes with a built-in flash, but if you want like the more, external flash, you got to pay for it. So a New York street photographer captures the art of walking in LA. That's interesting, I guess. He's a LA street photographer now. So good for him. Speaking of LA, you ever think about moving to LA, Ron?
I lived in LA for 1 year, sir.
Oh, how was that?
1996, I lived there. The problem I had with that was, and I hope we have some multilingual people here on the account on the channel that we're going to watch this. I came back from Japan, and for 2 years in Japan, I'm speaking Japanese, English, and sign language as a way of communication. I get back to LA and everybody speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
The problem is I speak really good Spanish.
Yeah.
Except that I just came back from Japan.
Yeah.
So I've been ordering food in Japan. The word for this in Japanese is kore. Kore. It means this. I would like this. Kore onegaishimasu. Kore kudasai. Something like that. Kore. So I go to the Mexican restaurant and I say, oh, buenos dias. Quisiera comprar algo. I would like to buy something. Whatever. Quisiera comer algo. I'd like to eat something. Whatever I said. I don't recall. But the problem is it's a buffet line and the old Spanish guy there, Mexican guy, whatever, he's dishing out the food. And I said, sí, kore. And the poor guy is just hustling me through the line, and I didn't know why he was hassling me through the line. What's this guy's problem? He's got me really running through here. Oh, wait, I said as I sat down. Kore in Spanish means run.
Nice. That's pretty hilarious. Why do you only spend a year there?
What's that? Then I moved to Texas after that.
Oh, okay.
I'm a Rolling Stone that gathers no moss. As can be evident.
You probably gathered a lot of moss in Hawaii, unless they don't have moss in Hawaii.
We have moss in Hawaii. Yeah, I'm probably going to gather moss here. I'm not leaving again. I lived here in 92 to 94, and I've been here since 2005. I'm not leaving.
Yeah,
this is home now. I'm happy now.
There you go.
Finally where I want to be.
There you go. I visited LA twice, 3 times, 4 times or so now, and the time before last was horrible. And this last time wasn't as bad, but it's just so much homelessness out there. Like everywhere you look, it's unavoidable. And it's like, I get it. Homelessness is a pervasive issue throughout the United States and the world, right. But it seems like the level of we all know there's homeless people around. I mean, there's homeless people in Hawaii, but here it's like, they're literally everywhere, like out in public, pitching tents on the sidewalk in Hollywood Boulevard, and tourist destinations. Like
you should come to Hawaii.
Everywhere. Oh yeah, are they everywhere?
No, they're everywhere.
Oh.
In fact, there was front page news article. Hawaii offers homeless a one-way plane ticket back to wherever it is they came from.
Mm-hmm.
To get rid of them. They were just going to pay them
off.
Why
would they leave Hawaii? I mean, it's
exactly.
Somehow they got there. They're not leaving.
For years we've had rumors here that... Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, are they shipping their homeless to Hawaii?
Exactly. We've had that rumor for years, and we kind of, maybe that's true, maybe it's not true. But once I saw that we're doing it, I was convinced everybody else is doing it then.
Right. Well, I mean, it's the same thing you hear about people shipping their homeless to L.A. and
right?
Southern California, just because of the climate is
it's warmer, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
But
well, we pay a lot of taxes here. We have great social programs.
Yeah.
If you're homeless in Hawaii, you've got a good deal here.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be homeless here than homeless in New York or someplace.
Yeah.
Some cold country. Forget it.
We were talking about shooting the stars and shooting the moon. Do you ever do any astrophotography? Ron?
Just the moon. No star trails or anything. I've
Yeah.
thought about. How about you? You ever do like that?
Yeah, just same here, the moon. I did do some long exposure photography of the sky, to capture, the sun, or not the sun, the stars. But I mean, unless there's like a foreground object, that is going along with it, or I'm doing one of those like long exposure twirly shots of the stars. I'm not shooting I'm not like a person who likes to look through a telescope. I'm not looking at the stars, so I don't do astrophotography at all.
If you go to Molokai here, another island, if you go to Molokai, you can't help but see this. They're so beautiful. That will really inspire you to be an astrophotographer out there, boy.
Molokai?
That is really nice out there. So dark. So dark. It looks like it's lit up. The sky is lit up by the stars. Really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
I'm sure you have similar sights out there on the mainland if you get away from the city lights. But just coming from Oahu to another island where there's no development hardly.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really, really a nice change.
I'm not too far from being, I could just drive for probably 5 minutes and I'd be, away from
Dark.
most city lights. Yeah. But again, it's just, unless I'm doing something with it, I just don't see the point. I mean, I love looking at the sky at night, camping under the stars, but taking photographs of them, yeah, not my thing. So
what about with a hot FIFA girl in front of them?
Yeah, I know, right?
For a foreground object.
Well, I'd be afraid I'd zoom in on the hot stars,
That's true.
That'd be my fear, I don't want to zoom
Burn
in.
your lens out. Burn your sensor. Don't do that.
So this guy hung out with the YouTube star. YouTube star recently visited a photographer who shot the famous diamond portrait for Beyonce, her cover album. And I probably will check this out because I'm a big fan of YouTube. I like to watch YouTube videos. And I like to watch YouTube videos that explore certain content and, whatever in detail. So I think it'd be interesting to know how they shot this portrait and whatnot and how they shot this studio
Wow.
work.
That is a beautiful photograph.
Which one?
Well, both of them, but I guess the one on the left is what really caught my eye. But both of them are really, really great shots.
Yeah, it kind of makes me want like an actual studio. Like, pretty much right now, my studio is what you see behind me. Well, you don't see it right now, but it's, about 12 by 14 bedroom that I've converted into my studio. And it's tough because like, I can barely move. I can't really fit anything in here. I can't really do much. I can only shoot a very small amount of stuff within my little purview. So I hope to someday have like a real studio.
I was going to rent studio space back in the mid 2000s. There was a guy here on the island that had a warehouse for me, and he was using it for his business and wanted to rent me the other space as a photo studio. But I found that I could just go, quote unquote, on location with battery packs, and I could just do what I wanted without space as long as it wasn't raining. I could go out, and do stuff. I was shooting a politician recently. She wanted campaign posters.
Yeah.
And so I set up a studio there in her house. I just, backdrop, ring light, green screen. That was it. And then, cut her out and put her on posters.
Yeah.
But this is really, really nice stuff here.
Yeah. I helped judge the 2018 Audubon Photography Contest. Here's how we did it. Now, this sounds interesting. I'll probably try and get this person on the show because we did talk about photo contests and judging photo contests in the past. So I'm always curious about how they make those decisions, those tough calls and whatnot. Have you ever been involved in a photo contest, like judging one?
Yes, sir. Well, my students,
Okay.
But it's not hard to pick a winner usually. These are kids that don't have that much experience, so it's pretty easy to pick the best one in my case. I've never had a really when we look at the photo of the year or whatnot, we scratch our heads and say, gosh, what a tough call that was. This one looks better, or gosh, I wonder why he picked this one. But in my experience, I haven't had to worry about it's not a tough call. It's usually pretty easy who stands out, who doesn't when you talk about students.
Yeah. Photography. This will be our last story of the day. I can't really talk.
Already.
What's that?
Go ahead. What you got for the last story?
Well, I mean, we've gone through the entire front page, Petapixel. So the last story on the page is about Homeland Security saying that photography could be a sign of terrorism. I can't really comment too much on this, but Ron, I'd be interested to hear your thoughts.
Photographyisnotacrime.com. Let me see here. Is that what it's called? Photographyisnotacrime.com, or is it abbreviated? PINAC, P-I-N-A-C. Photography is not a crime. Carlos, I've tried to get a hold of him to be on the show, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
I tried to get him on, but I never had a reply from him. I'd like him to come on. I had a problem with the Navy. I had a problem with the Navy one time.
Mm-hmm.
I was out by the backside of Pearl Harbor.
Yeah.
And shooting the old derelict ships they have in the harbor out there.
Right.
And security guard came in and tried to run me off. And I didn't believe I was breaking any laws, so I told him, call the cops.
Right.
And he says, well, I'm going to go get the base police.
Oh, no.
Okay, well, you go ahead and go do that. And I was done. I got my pictures. I was already driving away.
Yeah.
He ran to me as I was driving away. I just left.
Yeah.
But now when I drive back past that back gate, they have signs up that say photography and video not allowed here.
Right.
So I don't know if that's legal.
Well, on like military installations, they'll have signs posted all over the place that says you can't.
Yeah, on the installation, but not if I'm on public space. I don't see what prevents me from shooting anything I can see.
Right.
If I see it, I should be able to photograph it.
Yeah.
If I'm on the base, hey, I'm subject to the base regulations.
Right.
I understand that.
Yeah.
But if I'm off base and I can see it, what's to prevent me from photographing it?
Yeah. No, I don't blame you. But
Anyway.
I mean, if you're on base and you're taking pictures with like a real camera and stuff,
Right.
You might get stopped by security forces and they may ask what you're doing, and they might tell you to stop taking pictures depending on what you're doing or the reason you can do it. Because really, you shouldn't be taking pictures without the permission of the Public Affairs Office of a
Correct.
base. You need to vet that through them because it's like, why are you taking pictures of these buildings?
Which is why I don't make too much of a stink about it, being that I do go on base for assignments from time to time.
Right.
And I don't want to be blackballed from the base.
Yeah. I'd say you'd have to look really suspicious to get, security forces interested in what you're doing, Like, I mean, if you're just photographing, the planes and stuff on there, probably most people won't give you a hard time. But like definitely if you're going towards the flight line, you cannot not take pictures on flight line without permission. So that's just something.
I don't know the person who did this, but when I was in the Marine Corps, we worked on the flight line, and somebody thought it would be a good idea to low crawl.
Oh no.
Out on the flight line to get a beautiful photograph of an F-18
oh, no.
launching up off the what do you call that thing? The runway, whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, so he crawls out there, low crawls out there, really, really quiet, really smooth, gets his camera, this little point and shoot, and he's laying there waiting for the perfect moment, and the plane is flying at nighttime, of course, right? This is, nighttime operations. And poof, the flash goes off.
Oh no.
And he says, oh no, I forgot to turn off my flash.
Oh no.
Gets up and sprints as fast as he can.
Oh no.
Don't know who it was. Maybe that's not even a true story. Maybe that never really happened. But I heard something about that one time of a guy did the debt. I don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know who it could have been.
Yeah.
Heard a story.
Yeah. I remember, I was taking pictures. I was living in Long Island at the time, and I was trying to learn how to do video. So to learn how to do video, I bought myself a point and shoot camera that can shoot video, and I created a YouTube show called The Dave Murphy Show, which you can still find, still online. And it was basically kind of like a pseudo vlog, but there was no commentary. It was just me filming myself and running it over audio. But it was like, just my day-to-day life, right? So it was very vloggy, I think ahead of its time, if you will. And anyways, I was taking the ferry from the end of, from Long Island to Connecticut, and they are very serious about you filming on the ferry. And the thing was, I was on the ferry for like an hour plus, and I'm like trying to find like angles and places to shoot. So, I was shooting inside the stairwells, me walking up and, the stairs, shooting through the halls, and, eventually, like, I caught the attention of somebody who was asking me, like, what I was shooting. And I was like, I was just shooting my, taking a little documentary about myself, that's all. But, they're very serious about you photographing on their ferries. So don't do it. Or you guys get in
That's
trouble.
a security risk, young man.
I know. I learned my lesson that day. I mean, once they threw me over, I was like, okay, well, obviously I won't do that again.
Yeah. Your camera was okay?
Oh, the camera was fine. It was waterproof.
Okay, good. All right. Oh, well, waterproof. That's nice.
Anyways, that's it for this week's show. It was kind of different, kind of interesting. Ron, what did you think of this week's show? Did you like it?
We got to riff on things we wouldn't normally do. Usually we have 3 topics only, and we go in depth. This time we had a shotgun approach, and we got to talk a lot of horse manure.
And we shoveled so much horse manure. I love the fact that we found like ways to bring back old topics, and we found like other ways, like to do callbacks throughout the entire thing. I thought was pretty neat.
As the show gets longer in the tooth, we'll be able to do more and more of that.
Indeed. Well, we're almost 3 years old. We'll be 3 years old this November, so tune into that show.
And for those interested, my birthday is also November.
Sorry, what day in November?
November 13th. I turned the big 5-0, sir.
Whoa, 5-0.
I'm an old man.
I'm so sorry for your loss.
That's half a century for you young whippersnappers out there.
Yeah, how's that gonna feel? What are you gonna do for that day? Are you gonna celebrate?
I'm probably gonna have to call my nurse and get my wheelchair. I guess I don't know.
Get your bandages replaced. To get your catheter.
Turned around. Don't even say the word. Oh, bite your tongue, sir.
Get your sponge bath. Your 50-year-old birthday sponge bath.
Now we're talking.
There you go.
I was gonna get my wife on board for this.
I'm sure they'll give you some real high quality gruel for your 50th for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe with a candle in it.
I can't chew the hard food anymore,
Just take it through a tube, go straight to your stomach. That's the
applesauce and mashed
Jell-O.
potatoes, I think. Yeah, Jell-O. Yeah.
No, but I mean, are you going to do anything to celebrate your 50th? Obviously it's a little
My
far
wife
off,
will not let the day pass without something happening. I cannot stop her, so I just let her do it.
Yeah. You know what I realized the other day is that I am closer to 50 than I am to 20. So
yeah, there you go. Man, that happens about 31, I think.
No, it would happen around 30.
35?
36.
36? Yeah, 36. Okay.
But
sorry.
I'm 38. And again, somebody mentioned the age 50.
40.
I know, okay. Somebody mentioned the age 50 the other day on Facebook, and I thought about it, and I was like, oh my gosh. It's crazy how close, I don't even know, like, what's going to be like when I turn 50. Man, once you hit 50, you might as well just end it, get on an ice floe and float off.
One foot in the grave, the other one's on a banana peel.
Yeah.
The older you get, the more you understand how it's not, you have a different concept of what old age really means.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean the same thing as you get older. Yeah. You get a whole different appreciation for old age.
Yeah. Well, Ron, if you
75 years old? Oh, so young.
That'll be the next thing. You'll be closer to 75 than you will be to 25.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy? You're going to be a 75-year-old man. But you'll be closer to...
There's a fly on your forehead.
I know, right? Oh my God, these flies get in the house. Anyways, let's end this show. Let's call it a day. Ron, you got anything to leave us out with from your side?
Don't drink and drive.
Yeah, a good point. No good point.
Give hugs, not drugs.
Yeah. Find us all on AroundTheLens.com. Find my second channel about video games at Unlimited Draw Distance on YouTube. And that's about it. Anyways, for Ron Hamilton, I am David J. Murphy. This has been Around the Lens, episode 133, and we are